this kind of game of false flag terrorism, we've discussed it umpteen times on this show, we really need to get people to understand when an incident happens, do not presume you know what's happened. Suspend judgment until you have all the facts.
OK, well, something did happen, didn't it? In Copenhagen, in Denmark, at the weekend, a suspect was released from prison 2 weeks before the attack.
Well, isn't that strange that we've got all these random attacks, one in Ottawa, one in Sydney, one in Copenhagen, one in Paris, and they're all completely different individuals, all of whom happen to be, let's say, confused kind of patsy-type individuals. It's not like a kind of orchestrated conspiracy, but they've all got similarities. They've all had troubles with the law. They've all got drug and alcohol issues. They've all converted to Islam very recently, and then of course they get shot dead. So we can't put them on trial and find out what really went on. This all fits the pattern, as I've said before, of Gladio-style NATO false flag operations, as investigated by the Italian police force over 30 years. It's quite clear the head of the Italian Supreme Court, Imposimato, who's going to be standing potentially for president of Italy. Police have investigated this in Italy. They pointed the finger firmly at NATO intelligence services for the bombing of Bologna railway station, the assassination of Aldo Moro, the bombing of Piazza Fontana. People in Italy know what I'm talking about. People in Ireland will remember the bombings of Dublin and Monaghan in 1972, which the Garda Síochána are quite firmly convinced was carried out by elements within British intelligence.
So this guy was again, just like the Sydney attack, for example, on the top of the terror watch list, and the Paris one. But somehow he managed to get hold of an assault rifle and 2 handguns. Well,
supposedly, but what happens is he gets shot dead, and his name is used as the person who did it. Now, what looks like happened in the Charlie Hebdo business, that was a professional hit by professional military-trained people. And then, of course, what they do is they claim they found the identity document of one of the Karachi brothers in the getaway car, and then of course the Karachi brothers will have been chosen because they've got a history of Islamist extremist ideas, and then of course they're surrounded and shot, and that's the end of that. So they did it, they're dead now, end of discussion. But of course it's not clear that they did do it, as was pointed out by the head of the president of Turkey, Erdogan. He questioned what was going on there. Of course in Turkey this kind of NATO provocation is absolutely, everybody knows about it. NATO engages in provocational terrorism. It's just every cafe in Istanbul, they know this. It's a fact. The Ergonokon network linked to the Turkish armed forces. Now, but you don't hear this in mainstream media in the West. But that's not because it's not true. It's just because we don't want to talk about it.
Representing the entire city, this is BCFM. BCFM 93.2.